After another one happens, we find ourselves asking, how can we stop school shootings? Since 1980, 297 people have died as a result of a school shooting, and over 300,000 people have been on campus at the time it occurred. Now, gun violence is the leading cause of death amongst kids in America, with 1 out of every 10 deaths linked to firearms. These numbers continue to rise, with little indication they will stop. But how do we stop it? We need to first discover where the root problem is coming from. Some say it's gun laws, others say it's mental health. Some say it's drugs, others say it's abuse in the household. No matter which scapegoat you latch onto, it's likely correct. All of these have been contributing factors to the rise in violence, and after the pandemic, it appears to have only gotten worse. We are facing a mental and social dilemma where people are not being heard or properly expressing themselves and feel the need to resort to violence in order to do so. Over 6 million kids are on psychiatric medication according to IMS Health. That's nearly 13% of the population under 18. Many of these shooters are on prescription medication because they possess severe mental issues and have indicated to others at some point that they may do something dangerous. You would think that this would be a potential red flag, yet 74% of all school shooters obtain their firearms legally and pass the required evaluation, while nearly 90% of shooters have been prescribed psychiatric drugs. A medical marijuana prescription prohibits you from purchasing a firearm, but a Lexapro prescription does not. This needs to change. More advanced psychiatric evaluations are imperative for keeping legally obtained firearms out of the hands of people with pre-existing mental issues. The access to firearms is another important aspect of this issue. Taking them away from Americans will only cause a greater rise in crime, according to Harvard, but the implementation of more strict background checks and safer storage will certainly go a long way. According to the CDC, firearms used in school-associated homicides and suicides came primarily from the perpetrator's home or from friends or relatives. An estimated 4.6 million American children live in a home where at least one gun is kept loaded and unlocked, according to the New England Medical Journal. By understanding the people who are mentally unfit and who have access to firearms, we can better prepare for potential attacks. In 4 out of 5 shootings, at least one other person had knowledge of the attacker's plan, but failed to report it, and more than 75% raised concern from others prior to the attacks. According to the CDC, nearly 50% of homicide perpetrators gave some type of warning signal, such as making a threat or leaving a note before the event. By recognizing all of these warning signs, in conjunction with safer gun storage and psychiatric evaluations, hopefully we can begin to thwart school shootings before they happen. Overall, we need to listen to these kids and find the root of their problems. Society continues to create systemic band-aids for the oppressed, but it only exacerbates the issue. Social media censorship has been proposed as a prevention tactic, but this only pushes the oppressed into deeper and darker corners, which is exactly what causes them to lash out in the first place. It is nearly impossible to find a single material solution to an ideological problem. If guns are taken away, there will likely just be a school bombing or a stabbing. The issues run much deeper than this. We need to evaluate the psyche of traumatized individuals and our traumatized nation as a whole. The solution to school shootings will not come overnight, but together we can stand and build a better world for our kids. My name is Tanner Sell, and this is a problem I hope we can solve.